Never seen it, heard about it, and I'm looking forward to putting it on.
What do you normally use?
Shimano, SRAM.
Campagnolo. Okay.
What's the price on this?
About 1,000 Aussie.
Okay.
700 USD at the minute.
EDS TX disc. Fancy box. You sure it's not a necklace? Oh, we got warranty defects going on here in the foam. So Wheeltop mineral oil, that's a good, they've put that there, just in case you do the wrong oil. So it's obviously more Shimano based. That's cool. So they're giving you a front 140, a front 160, and a rear 160. And if you don't use that rear, you just bolt it straight on. So they're giving you all the adapter brackets in the kit, which is really good because when you buy another group set, whichever one you buy, you generally have to tell them or order to suit if it's a 140 or 160 caliper and if you need adapters or not. So that's really cool, it comes with all of them. So similar to SRAM, when you take it out of a bit of weight to it, but when you take it out of the kit straight away, so it's got a bullet on the end, that can make it a lot easier for routing. So that's everything in that box. So you're just getting calipers, so that there, that's a very familiar pad spacer. That looks exactly the same as Tektro.
Right.
The Tektro brakes, that looks very, very similar. So this is what our derailleurs. Feels heavier than Ultegra, obviously, similar probably to 105. Carbon lever blade, ergonomics, yeah, similar to SRAM, right? So single paddle, similar setup to the swinging pivot point of a Shimano blade. It's just a mashed together kind of situation, isn't it, of everything. It looks good though, right? It does look nice. Obviously a lot bigger than a Shimano unit in its body height, so the actual size of the derailleur. I think he charges on the bike. Yeah, charging cable, magnetic, that's nice. So rear derailleur, so very much looks like a SRAM type jockey wheel. Looks like a Shimano upper jockey wheel. Just a lot larger, bigger unit, right? It's still bigger. Right. In its feel, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Not as big as a Campy rear derailleur though.
Oh, right, okay.
The Campagnolo rear derailleur is humongous. It's still got a reasonable quality to it though, right? It feels pretty good.
Yeah,
in the hand, it feels good. Yep, so we're running the Elili XXE. These are the dub cranks. So they come in either dub or a Shimano titanium axle.
What's your experience been with the Elili cranks?
Amazing. I've got, yeah, absolutely no issues whatsoever so far. 6 to 8 months at least now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and we've had nothing but praise with the customers being happy with cost and then just the weight. A substantial weight difference. Yeah, done lots of these ones. Again, shifting's actually surprisingly good. They come in a SRAM version and a Shimano version. Yeah. Again, I was looking for misshifting, no issues. Straight away, SRAM. It looks like SRAM, so it looks like the new SRAM lever. If you're gonna go with a initial thought, straight away I'm thinking SRAM.
Okay.
How it looks, the new E1.
Yep.
The new red. Front derailleur, straight away Shimano cage.
Yep.
Almost looks like they've just copied the whole unit. Even has the cutouts where you'd have the resin plate that's clipped into Shimano derailleurs that often pop out.
Yep.
That to me is 100% like a Shimano cage. Upper percent, yeah, this, I don't know what that looks like, but straight away that's more of a Shimano resemblance. Yep. This definitely, again, SRAM cage, more of a mountain bike looking derailleur to me.
Okay.
Maybe SRAM-esque. Calipers, this reminds me of the brakes that we get on very cheap bikes from a big warehouse type shop here, 99 Bikes. They do an in-house brand bicycle that comes with brakes that are called NUTT, N-U-T-T. Yep. And they're shit.
Okay.
They always leak. They're just not very good. Okay. They're not very good. You know, like 7 out of 10 brakes will be fine. The rest of them are just terrible.
So should we expect that out of that?
I don't know. No, I'm just saying that's how the look of it reminds me of that. The caliper looks like a cheap Chinese caliper. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like anything flash. Okay. That's what I would say. But yeah, again, performance-wise, it could be like a Tektro where Tektro brakes still look a little bit nicer than this. The thing with Tetros, they just fucking work. They always work. There's no issues. Pad alignment's easy. That's a pretty good brake from a cheap brake system. Yep. Tetro's good. Okay. Let's see how these fare.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So happy with the installation there, Aaron?
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. The barb and olive's very straightforward, very easy. Could you do it at home yourself? Yeah, I reckon you could probably do it yourself at home. Okay. There's a couple like the barb pressing tool. You could use other things if you had to, but yeah, no, pretty straightforward. Good shape as well. So no, I'm happy with that. It is very hard to pull the rubber back. Okay. It is very thick. Yeah. But then again, that will be good for, you get so sweaty and the rubber gets real tacky and it just becomes baggy. Yep. And then it feels, you know, like you're holding on to something that's just got no support. Yep. So actually I think that's good for the future in hot climates. download the app, I'll put these on charge. So it's doing a firmware update on the So with the SRAM app, if I've got Spotify on and it's going to my stereo, like Bluetooth, it will not always find the derailleurs. So you always have to clear everything off your phone and then reopen the app, and it works perfectly. So maybe this is the same. It could just be to do with dual Bluetooth stuff working at the same time. So update was successful for that derailleur. After the rear dial is successfully upgraded. Do they mean rear derailleur?
Don't know.
What's the rear dial?
I thought last time it stopped at 40.
It did, but I just went back to 1 again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the red indicator's on, so it means it's going in, it's doing something. Update successful. Is success still a word?
Successed?
Successed, yeah, it is. It just seems update successed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Update. It gives you the voltage for the battery cell.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Casual mode, racing mode, competition mode. In this mode, the power consumption of the device will increase. So you've got 20,000 shifts remaining, apparently, on that battery power at 95% for the rear derailleur, that is.
Yep.
So you can replace your cassette, and then you can choose your cassette speed. So you can go from 3 speed up to 14.
Yep.
So it's future proofing, which is kind of good. So you can actually change individual positions of each gear and the shifting distance. So you could actually, if you had one gear that was playing up a little bit, some people always complain that one gear is a little bit noisier than the others.
Yep.
This could give you, possibly give you the option to actually trim one individual gear, as opposed to normally when you do a trim adjustment, it affects the entire block.
Yeah, okay.
So this obviously gives you...
is that standard with Shimano and SRAM?
So you can individually tune each individual gear.
Yeah.
No, you cannot do that.
Okay.
That is a good feature. If that's the case, I like to play with that, but that's what that's looking like. For instance, if you're in 7th gear and it's slightly just rasping, this should give you the positions. You go into 7th gear and you should be able to go positive or negative within its area without affecting the other gears.
Makes sense.
That's actually quite cool. Okay, so let's see. So same thing, it has a high and low screw limit screw.
Yep.
That one goes down harder, and the big one goes up.
Why would it do that?
Well, you can change what you want it to do, but that's how they've set it up.
Okay. Just been building it up 5 hours. Tell us what do you like and what don't you like? Let's start with what don't you like.
The 3 things I don't like. Rubber of the hoods is very restrictive to pull back and work with, especially in regard to the bleeding of the bleed port. Access in the front battery is not too bad, but yeah, to get back to this bleed screw is pretty restrictive. I think a lot of people have a lot of issues with that. That front derailleur with the grub screw adjustment in regard to giving it some support to stop the derailleur from twisting under load. Stupid idea. So they've got the adjustment from the inside, which means you've got to take the derailleur off, set the grub screw, remount the derailleur, check if it's working correctly. No, it's not. I need more support. Take it off, adjust the grub screw. It's just a backward way of doing things. If they had some sort of a cutaway with an adjustment screw from the front, makes such a big difference. So that could be definitely something they improve. And if they did that, you'd be able to set that derailleur up really nice and quickly, and you'd have a good support screw there, no problems. And then the last thing, the app. Because you can open it up to, what is it, 4 speed all the way through to 14 speed or whatever it is. It's got so much adjustability, which is great, and I liked playing with it, etc. But some of the wording is a little bit backward, and the kind of the fluidity of how you work through it, because we're so used to the Shimano app, the SRAM app, and so forth, the usability of it just felt a little bit, I don't know, like
cumbersome.
Yeah, cumbersome. Well, as soon as you turn it on, it should be how many gears do you want to run today type of scenario. Okay, I want to have a 12-speed system. And then you should be able to go into your micro adjustments, etc. For me, going into bug settings, which is how you go into the bug setting, and then you go into there and find out how many gears you want. So it's very hard to find what you wanted to get to. If I get to do another one, then obviously I know where to look but it still is more of a process to set up your trim adjustments, etc., and get it really refined.
What did you like?
The outcome, exactly. So the general outcome is that from that, once it is all set up and working, I mean, it's working beautifully. It shifts very, very well. It seems quite robust. It seems very crisp. The brakes, I think, feel phenomenal. I think they feel really nice. Not as much modulation as some people may like, where it's progressive. It's very much an on-off feeling.
Yep.
But it does. The brakes feel fantastic. And the way in which they connect and bleed and so forth, the hydraulic line and the barb and olive and all that stuff is very, very good. Very easy to work with. So yeah, the brakes on a whole, I think, are really, really good.
Okay.
Though they look agricultural, they work very well. And then yeah, ergonomics and everything else like that works good. And it looks quite pretty. I mean, it does. It come up quite well. So I think...
and you like the variability of being able to change gears?
Yeah, I think the fact that you have so much adjustability, like for me, I like that, and we can do trim adjustments and micro adjustments, individual gears. However, I think that, yeah, it needs to be, that should be in like a separate area, and it should be more regimented at the start of just, here's your gears, here's your trim adjustments. Kind of like Shimano, how we kind of just trim it into position and it works, no drama. This is working perfectly now, but it could have been a bit easier to get to that point.
Okay.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Alrighty.
Thanks.
Cool. Pleasure.